Hey everybody, it's Ben Murphy. I'm with the Deuce Kirk team here at eXp Realty in Lexington, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Living in Lexington, the show where we talk about everything it means to live in the Lexington, Kentucky area. So today I wanted to talk about something real estate related, I should say, and I get questions every once in a while from friends and family who aren't in my area that are looking to buy or looking to sell, and I can't necessarily help them. They always like to ask me what should I look for in a realtor, and so I decided to make that a new video today. So we're going to give you 5 tips when it comes to choosing a realtor to help you either buy or sell your home. So tip number one, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to choosing a realtor, one thing I like to tell my clients is check online reviews, or I should say tell my family, if you're a client, you definitely want to work with me. But if you can't find me or you are not in my area, not in our state, you definitely got to check out online reviews. There are plenty of them out there. There are even sites dedicated to online reviews. One specifically that I'm going to mention to you real quick is check out ratemyagent.com. I'll leave a link here in the description as well for you. It's a site completely dedicated to reviews on realtors. You can actually check out their profile, recent sales that they've had, and what customers and former clients have got to say about them. So it gives you a little bit of a glimpse into a realtor. Are they brand new? Have they got some experience under their belt? And it'll, kind of lead you into other reviews that you might find on Google or something else. But tip number one, you got to go check out reviews online. Another tip, ladies and gentlemen, for tip number two, it's a real simple one. Ask your friends and family. Ask your coworkers. Ask people around you if they've sold a home or if they had to buy a home, if they know a realtor they've heard of. That is honestly the number one way most of our business comes from, is through referrals. Now, we definitely have some different avenues like our YouTube channel on here that we will get business from, but the primary source for a realtor's business is referrals from friends and family and coworkers. So definitely do that. That's probably one of the easiest ways that you can try to figure out what kind of realtor you need to work with. Hey everybody, before we continue with the video, you gotta do me a quick favor. Please go ahead and click that like button. It's gonna help get these videos out there, especially for those who are trying to research a little bit more about choosing a realtor and trying to find a realtor that best suits their needs. If you're one of those people who are thinking about buying or selling here in the area, you gotta hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be doing videos every single week, 3 times a week. And so when you do get to that point, feel free to reach out to us. Leave the contact in the description below. Let's get back to the video. Tip number 3, ladies and gentlemen, is something that a lot of past clients that I've talked to, something that most people don't really do, and that's interview 3 different agents. Try to at least get to that third number. Find 3 that you feel comfortable with on paper, and then interview them. Talk to them. Ask them about their career. Ask them about what the process is. I guarantee you're going to get 3 different interviews. I promise you. And making the decision will become very, very easy for you. Now, I know with us, it's kind of easier because we have a YouTube channel. You get to watch videos about me and Deuce, and we talk. And I mean, this is who we are. We're not putting on a performance. This is truly who we are. And so I know that makes it a little bit easier if you are deciding to work with me or deciding to reach out to us to utilize us. It makes it a little bit easier. We've kind of had a little bit of that process taken care of. But if you, again, you're not in my area, you're from Louisville, maybe you're from Northern Kentucky, maybe you're from Florida or California, and you're watching this video, this is probably a really good tip for you. Please try to at least interview 3 different agents, even if it's just a phone conversation. You will get an idea of who they are and who you'll most feel comfortable with working with, especially when it comes to selling your home. Tip number 4 is almost a continuation of tip number 3, but when it comes to, say you're interviewing a realtor to help, sell your home, ask them for their market plan. You'll be surprised how many realtors out there don't really have a market plan. Their plan is more or less, I'm going to put a sign in your yard, I'm going to put it on the NMLS and pray that someone comes and buys it. There's more to marketing than just putting a sign in the yard and trying to sell your home. Now, if you're a for sale by owner and you're watching this, especially here in the Lexington, Central Kentucky area, the market is not the same as it was 3 years ago. Homes are not just flying off the shelf nowadays. In fact, the pricing of your home is probably one of the most critical things. And hopefully, when you do interview the realtor, he's going to, or she is going to, break down that process of how they came to the determination of what your home value is. Now, and it expected to be different from what you found if you went to Zillow or Realtor and tried to do the math yourself. There's a lot more variables that go into a home when it comes to pricing. I mean, when we do it, we look at, do the normal square footage, bed, bath, location, what are the homes around it selling, but we also look at things like how long did it last on the market at the price that it was. There are things in that. There's what kind of upgrades did that house have versus your house? Are there any upgrades? Does that one have a pool? Does that one have a basement? Does that one have a garage? Different little things will adjust or, positively or negatively. So when you're interviewing these realtors, ask them about the marketing plan. Ask them about how they come up with the price. With us, we have a 34-step marketing plan, and something that's not even included in that plan is we'll do video tours of your home. This is an extra element of things that we are trying to do when it comes to putting your market on the home, or putting your home on the market and selling it. Photos are great. They've been, very, very well for most realtors in the area, but video footage of homes, drone footage of the outside and the property itself is just taking those sales to a new level. Because if you are a home buyer and you see a video tour of the property and you see photos, I mean, you're definitely going to want to go check it out. And especially if it's something that you're interested in. And, it almost makes that process faster for you, the buyer, as well as the home seller himself. So tip number 4, just see what their marketing plan is. And if they show up and they don't really have a marketing plan and 2 others do, that kind of just crosses them off for you and makes that decision of finding that realtor a little bit easier. The final tip, ladies and gentlemen, tip number 5, when it comes to talking to realtors and trying to figure out which one you want to work with, one thing I suggest to my family and friends who live outside of Kentucky is ask them about recent sales. If a realtor is busy and selling homes, buying homes, that's the person you want to work with. If they haven't had a sell in 4 or 5 months, odds are you're probably working with a part-time agent. This isn't their full-time gig, or they just take their time, I guess, as another way to describe it. So ask them about recent sales. They should be able to rattle off 2 or 3 addresses real quick, or 2 or 3 locations of recent sales that they just had instantly. If you get an agent that does that, fantastic. If you get an agent that says, I got to think about that one, I haven't had one in a little bit, again, that's just something that maybe the average buyer or seller doesn't think about asking when it comes to choosing a realtor, interviewing realtors. Ask them, hey, what was the most recent sale that you had? Cool. Fun thing too about it, one way to think about it is, do they sell in your market? So if you look at Lexington on a map, ladies and gentlemen, and you zoom out a little bit, you're going to see areas around Lexington that include Georgetown, Nicholasville for sales, Winchester, Frankfort. Yes, they're near Lexington, but they are very different markets at the same exact time. And if you follow me on this channel, we do weekly market updates. We talk about all the different areas. We talk about sales. We talk about homes that have just hit the market, homes that sold in the market. Very, very different from each other. Okay? The for sales in Paris market are similar, but they're nothing like Georgetown and Richmond, Kentucky, or Nicholasville and Lexington. Like, every single area is very, very different. One area might have tons of inventory. One area might have no inventory. So this is a really important question to ask, because if you think about it, if they've only ever worked in one area, they don't really work in, say they work in Georgetown, but they don't really work in Lexington. The Lexington market is very, very different from the Georgetown market. They can underprice your home. They could sell your home for cheaper than what it should have been sold as, and vice versa. They could overprice your home and it's just going to sit. So figure out what kind of sales they've done over the past year, where they've sold, how they've sold it, how quickly the homes last. That's going to put the realtor kind of on check of like, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. They know what they expect from me, and it's going to be good for you, because a realtor who answers those questions left and right, that's a person you definitely want to consider when it comes to, purchasing your home or selling your home. And with us, the Deuce Kirk team, we have bought and sold in just about every county that touches Lexington, Kentucky county. and done that multiple times throughout the year. So we're very familiar with the market in Frankfort, Richmond, Nicholasville, Lexington, Georgetown, Winchester. Doesn't matter. We're familiar with all the markets and we understand what it takes to buy and sell in each market. So it's very important that you find someone such as us on the Deuce Kirk team where we are constantly utilizing every single market and thinking about every single market. I do want to mention one final thing before we move on, ladies and gentlemen. It's a common question that I get from, again, friends and family who live outside the area, and that is it okay if I use a part-time realtor? It's okay, but let me tell you something. There is a difference between a part-time realtor and a full-time realtor. I'm going to tell you something. This is not a part-time gig. This is not a side hustle. There's plenty of realtors who do this full-time and it makes a difference. A good way to kind of think about it, say you need surgery. Do you want to go in with a part-time doctor? If your car needs worked on, do you want to use a part-time mechanic or do you want to use a full-time mechanic? Think about your own profession. If you provide a service, how many people are part-time in your service industry versus full-time? There's a difference in the quality, especially when it comes to, say, selling your home. Okay? It's very important that you find someone who's actively involved, actively looking at the market, knows what prices are doing, knows what the market's doing, because you could get a part-time realtor, they can completely overprice your house, and if your market is anything like Lexington's market, your home will not sell. It's just going to sit. Okay? And the longer it sits, the more people that are actively buying are going to see that home. It's been on the market 45 days. The first thing they say, what's wrong with it? Why isn't it selling? Pictures look good, but what happened to it? Like, has offers come on? Have they dropped off? Like, that's buyers' minds just kind of go into a spiral at that point. They don't even want to come look at the house. Okay? The market will tell you what your house is worth, and if no one's buying it, your house is too expensive, or your listing price is too high, and we got to lower it. A part-time realtor will just say, the market's a little slow right now. The market's not slow. People are actively buying all year long. It's just if your house is, priced right. So I've recently helped people purchase homes that the house looks like it's falling apart, but it was sold within 48 hours because the realtor priced it at the right point and they had multiple offers over the listing price. So that is a very, very important factor when it comes to choosing a realtor. I highly recommend, that's why I used to do 3 interviews. And if one's part-time, you definitely need to make sure you're interviewing 2 full-time agents. And I think you're going to see the difference just within those interviews from the part-time versus the full-time realtor. Hey everybody, that does it for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around here till the end. If you haven't done so already, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button. It's going to help get these videos out there, especially for those who are trying to research more about the area and trying to make the decision on where they want to land when it comes to moving. And if you are one of those people, then you got to do the next thing, which is hit that subscribe button. You're going to be notified every single time we release a video, and we're up to doing 3 videos a week at this point. And so you're going to be constantly updated about what's going on in the area, things to do, the real estate market. So you got to hit that subscribe button if you haven't so already. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ben Murphy with the Deuce Kirk team at eXp Realty, living in Lexington. Y'all have a good day.